And so this is the start of a new journey. So I'm making this vlog as much as for me, as I love to help other people out. And the fact that I'm probably doing a career transition, I have a date. Today's June 9th of 2025. And this is the day I registered the domain jazzstack.io. And it's 15 years after me registering jazzguitarlessons.net, the domain name. This is a pretty big deal. Well, actually, 16 years and about 6 months. And the first YouTube video for jazz guitar lessons was published in June of 2009. So this is not a proper setup. This is more of a vlog. I'm not trying to entertain or educate. I just want to rewatch this later for myself and perhaps to see if I can help other potential software developers, software engineers, front end, back end, whatever DevOps that people are getting into the field to see how much things change and what my perspective is. So this is in the true sense of the term, a vlog. It's actually a vlog. So you may excuse me, I'm a bit sleep deprived. It's been a tough night and a tough few days. And something pushed me recently, and I remember the day actually, May 22nd of 2025. Something pushed me to take CS50X at Harvard through edX. And it's a general introduction to computer science class. And I just got curious and I started to do the assignments within the CS50, like the GitHub development platform, but through the browser. Started to submit the assignments, get graded. I got like perfect score and everything because you can check. And my background is of 3 full-time semesters in computer science back in 2001, 2002, University of Ottawa. And then more recently, that is probably the past 5 days, I started another class. It's on coursecareers.com. Not affiliated, but I said, F it. I'm taking the software development path, and I'll probably want to specialize in backend. Why am I doing this now? I'm a jazz guitar coach, instructor, blogger, video editor, email marketing specialist, coach. I was doing the sales and marketing, the team development, the membership sites, and all sorts of ramifications of what the business entails. And this is because for the better part of my adult life, I've been a musician. So I had a musical career that spanned more or less 10 years, and then I had another full-time career that's as of a guitar coach. So enough for the introductions. Now more on the tech stack side. So I love the Ring Jazz Stack. It sounds good. I don't know if I'm going to be reusing it, but I'm publishing this to this YouTube channel, and I have the domain names, and I'm thinking that I could probably use it for a portfolio. So what I learned, what I found out in CS50 is coding in C for the first time. I had done C++ in university and Java extensively. I had done Python for my own use. I'd done lots of R because also I have a degree in statistics, so I use R and SAS. And there are other basics, like I've been coding HTML since I'm age 12, probably HTML, CSS more since 2010. And through CS50, I learned some C in the first 5 lectures of the class, which was a lot of fun, honestly. David Malin, extraordinary instructor. The pedagogy, the pacing, the explanation are great. I did all the code. I shouldn't allow to say this publicly, but I cheated a little bit with, certain errors or algorithms, and I asked AI. Of course I did, and it just made me just go through that process faster. But everything coded, of course, I understand, and I could write legibly. It's just ChatGPT is good if you forget a semicolon. It's just like it's gonna spot it right away. But I used it in other questions, and it will make mistakes. Even at this day, June 2025, it does make mistakes. It's pretty insane. So what happened? I'm just seeing a LinkedIn notification now. What happened is I took that class and I had more spare time because the guitar business does not have that much demand on my time these days, at least, and we're restructuring, so I have less meetings, less calls. I started to do it for fun, and past 5 days I went like, maybe actually I want to reorient and find freelance work and maybe full-time work in that field, to put my curiosity to good use. I hesitate to say like gifts and talents, but I have a knack for this, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So beyond the Python and the CSS and the whatever, I wanted to dive in. So CS50 was a perfect introduction to that. And through that, after learning C, we've done some HTML, CSS, of course. We've done just a little bit of JavaScript, just enough to confuse me. And of course, I know it has nothing to do with Java. And it was mostly to do stuff on web pages, of course. Through Course Careers, I discovered that JavaScript can be executed in its own right. It's a language, even if it doesn't interact with web components like HTML stuff, which was pretty cool. And in CS50, we implemented a thing I call the Sentimental Trader. It's a stock trader, and it's in a Flask. So it's Python routes into HTML, and there's a Jinja framework for the shorthands for the codes, and that's pretty easy. I had done some Liquid in the past, and I've always been the webmaster of JazzGuitarLessons.net. So it was pretty simple, but it was good to run through the edge cases to validate input, right? So that's a lot of fun. What we're doing now with Course Careers, which is past 4 or 5 days, HTML, CSS, just brushing up for me, no magic mystery. Setting up VS Code and doing it from, everything from prompt and from desktop instead of running it in Chrome and having like a virtual workspace with CS50, that's sort of the training wheels, having my own projects, my own stuff. Probably a week ago, I started to learn to push and pull from GitHub, which means like, I have version control. And I had done some stuff a month ago with Firebase Studio just for fun. I coded a calendar booking app for a loft, for my friend's loft, right? And it's not up to date, but it's like all AI based. But now I'm really looking forward to finishing the JavaScript stuff, like just seeing the syntax for all of these things like arrays and strings and all the methods you can call on them, and to finally do projects. So my first project is the last assignment for CS50, which is a stock trader with quotes, buy and sell, deposit, login password, change your password, calling upon a SQLite, SQL table 3. That's fun, and I'm going to publish it to my portfolio because I tweaked the assignment enough that it has more features than what was required. So that was fun. And my final CS50 project, which I just started to do, will be a Chrome extension using an API from a CRM I use in my jazz guitar business to appear in Gmail. So that was a feature on HubSpot that I love. So you're in Gmail, you open the HubSpot app, and you can see the profile of the person, the contact in your database. So Keep does not have that equivalent, so I'm going to code it and submit it for my CS50 diploma, which is, I think, fantastic. Like even 6-7 weeks ago, I didn't know I was about to do this, and I'm watching a lot of videos about people being software developers, late bloomers, or people that have been coding for 6 months and whatever. I have coding experience. I have a statistical background. I had jobs like in the Canadian government to that effect as well. So I'm not a newbie, but I'm out of the loop, if you will. So CS50 was great. And now Course Career, I may take another day or two to finish JavaScript and to complete like 5 solid questions that I will implement and keep, not for portfolio, but just to make sure I can code from scratch in JavaScript vanilla, and learning React, which will be the next thing, and onto, deployment and backend. And I honestly, I'm sorry, notifications still. So as far as employment and stuff, I just don't know. I'm in a no man's land. I'm not in a rush to generate any income from being a software developer, although I will probably start to look into Upwork and do like a little bit like side gigs with APIs and stuff for fun, because I can get paid to learn. But I know it's a long road, and people will sell boot camps to say, 3 months and get $100K job. Those things are, and I'm also okay with that. But what I really love is the constant discovery, which was the part of JazzGuitarLessons.net that I loved. Meaning like transitioning to a new CRM or new marketing tools, email apps, like all that discovery is really what kept me alive and going. So the constant discovery and the new changes and new frameworks and algorithms, and just looking at code and implementing it better, and like designing it, implementing it, and then doing reviews, deploying it, and working as part of a team is really something I'm looking forward to, because it feels like having a magic superpower that not a lot of people have, because it's very, very nitty-gritty technical. And where it's going in the future, perhaps I'm going to get back to, business founder and or whatever for a solution that I can find in the software world that's going to be helpful to many. I know I've already impacted many as far as jazz guitar lessons. The YouTube channel for that has 75,000 subscribers as of now, 500, something like that. So it's like, okay, niche, like small niche, but still there's a lot of people in there. But I'm looking forward to freelancing, perhaps getting a full-time gig, full-time job, and or starting a business and or meeting people in the field and finding problems to which we can have solutions, so have a startup of sorts. I really don't know. That's where I'm at right now, and I think if we'd know, it would be less fun, frankly. And what I do know is that I really love to learn, and I love being in the middle of it. And it's been like that with some of my past training as an actuary as well. So I did not finish the credentials, but I was like looking forward to the next exams and such, but maybe not so much a job. It's the first time I'm really looking forward to the job. So finishing on something. I had a LinkedIn notification just now. I put some job alerts for, internships or junior devs. And I think I'm too rusty to go out and work in that field because there's lots going on. I'm typically fast cognitively, although now I'm sleep deprived and stuff. But uh, what I did is really upgrade my profile, which was the first time. It was always like guitar centric. I'm the founder, I'm a blogger, whatever. But now I went like software engineer, aspiring software engineer. I know HTML, CSS a lot. I know some to a lot, JavaScript and Python. Founder, jazzguitarist.net. Oh, sorry, car alarm. And I posted and I started this course on Course Careers. I didn't get a lot of likes and whatever, but I see people have seen my profile and reviewed, and I have that guilt or that shame, like, oh, is Mark going nuts? Has just decided to do like software now, but it's always been that the jazzguitarlessons.net thing has been like a slingshot, almost like I would get away and then it would bring me back and get away, bring me back. So it's a worthwhile thought experiment. I think this time it's real, that I'm actually probably gonna have a more self-sustaining version of jazzguitarlessons.net, but I don't know. I wish I had the solution. I wish I could hire staff and just run on small profits and go like, okay, it's enough to make a living. But I really don't know where it's going. Things have changed. The search engine optimization world has changed. Commerce in general, political, financial is different. AI is doing things. So I think enthusiastically and positively, I'm getting into the world of software at a really good time also. So I'm looking forward to hearing your comments or talking more about this discovery. I will try to post at least weekly or more, so I keep track of my thought process and where it's at. So it's more like a coffee with myself, a meeting with myself. But it would be fun. Like where do I see this? I don't know. Like 5 years, DevOps, 250K a year, chill schedule. I mean, it comes with the pressure, of course, but a schedule where I can really express my talents and I can manage things, but there's also family time, vacation, insurance, that type of stuff, which I really never had with the jazz guitar thing. So I did well for myself for quite a few years, actually, enough to, pay a mortgage and, get a car and have some savings and whatever. But I'm looking for something that's less seesaw, honestly, as far as revenue, and also something where there's more variety. Because say I become a developer, I can do AR and VR. I can do exclusively data. I can do like only medical things or whatever. So there's always a place where we can go, and there's plenty of demands and plenty of people and frameworks that are developed. While with the business, I felt a bit isolated because I don't have a lot of friends who are like business owners. And also I felt isolated because amongst the business owners, there are very few music schools or people that are professional coaches of music. And it's a thing because there's a like university, college, music teaching thing. And they're like, hey, I just want to take lessons once in a while. How much is it per hour? There's that thing. While what I built is a program, like a full, I call it accelerator program for jazz guitarists. So it's the marketing and the recruitment, enrollments and sales have been much more difficult, or at least different. So on that note, I'll let you go. But with my LinkedIn post, basically, I felt a bit ashamed because I feel like people would judge me that oh, here's that guy again trying a new thing. I will try new things and not announce it on LinkedIn. I have a weird background in statistics. People say you're a guitar teacher, like, right? But now I realize I'm me. I posted it publicly. I'm going for it. This may be just an experiment that lasts 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years. But I'm looking forward to discovering the path as I go. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Keep me posted. If you have any questions or you want to connect, check out my profile below for LinkedIn, and hopefully I'll launch jazzstack.io in the next few days to have my portfolio up and running. Okay. Check me on GitHub as well. You know the deal. Okay, bye.